All right, here we go. Our guest tonight, the head Hoya, Ed Cooley, the head coach at Georgetown basketball, back for another year number 3 on the hilltop. Coach Cooley, as always, my friend.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Great to see you.
Thanks. Great to see you.
You know, I've watched some interviews leading up to this with you talking to various people, and you have lit up when you've talked about this group. Like you've said, you love this team, you like this team. Explain to us what makes this team, what gives you that smile?
Had an opportunity to have our men in Canada this summer, and I just saw a camaraderie, our competitive spirit when we played, our good nature, humility. It's something about this group that is just hard to explain. You have to be around it. You know, you have some really serious guys, you have some funny guys, yet when the ball goes up, we compete, and that's all you can ask for a coach. Like, compete at a high level. I feel we have some discipline. We're still growing, getting better, and we got a way to go to win a game. I just like what I feel and see in practice every single day.
And it seems like a common buzzword is defense, defense, defense with this team. Explain that mentality.
It's something, you know, that kind of organically happened. I know we purposely didn't target high school kids this year, and we did last year, taking 6. This year we took 0, and we wanted some NCAA pedigree. So we targeted men who have competed in the tournament and have played in a bunch of games in the tournament, yet have that in their locker room, have that in their blood, their DNA. We targeted length and athleticism, and it just so happened the guys we targeted matched the personality of who I am as a coach, and that's on the defensive side of the ball. And
with the challenge with that of having so many new players is gelling, but that's college basketball these days. You're going to have so many new faces on a roster. What is the challenge in that from a coach's perspective to get all these new faces on board, pulling on the same rope at the same time?
I think when you're open and honest and very direct in the recruiting process, you know, telling kids where they can fit in, the impact that they can have, I think transparency up front is really important. So that way there's no he say, she say. This is what your job is. This is what we expect you to do. And if you don't do it, somebody else will. Yep. And so I think it's pretty clear to me. Just be very direct.
Big East Conference. Everybody likes to talk about UConn, St. John's. Why not Georgetown? I look at Georgetown. I think you guys are right there. You guys have improved every season, year 1, year 2, and year number 3. Why can you do this breakthrough this year? First and foremost, we have to stay healthy. I mean,
sober, example, healthy. You know, Epps was out a lot last year. Mack was out. Caleb Williams was out, Kayvon Mulready was out. We had a lot of injury, and that's part of the game, and to offset that, we feel we've recruited some depth. I think we have some really quality depth. But injuries are decimating, not just, look at our Commanders right now. We're a little banged up. I mean, you know.
That's sports, though.
It's sports, and you have to be prepared for it, and hopefully the public understands that. You know, everybody wants to win today. How do you have sustained success? And I feel what we've done, hopefully we can do that. And when you talk about the Big East, you know, St. John's, UConn, great. I think there's 9 other super competitive teams, of which we have to play in this building, and it is our goal this year for all of you that are going to watch this. We need your support, right? It's not who we're playing, it's come support Georgetown as we continue to rebuild and re-identify this lasting legacy that is here.
You bring up a great point, Coach Cooley, because home court advantage in college
important.
Basketball is a game changer.
Game changer.
You've seen it. How do you create that here, Coach?
Bottom line is you got to win. You got to win. I mean, like, what comes first? Do you get the support, then win? I think if we can have a connection together, that will help. That will help. But, you know, there's nothing like winning. People want to come and watch a winner. And for 2 years, we're developing that. We got better, we got better, we got better. So hopefully this year we continue to make another jump and try to compete for a Big East championship.
Okay, for our viewers that are looking at the roster, single out some guys for me if you can. What are some names to watch for this year with the Hoyas?
Well, I mean, you know, it's got to start with Malik Mack, who I think, you know, ended on a really good tournament down at the Crown. You know, I want everybody to pay attention to Julius's growth, Halafanua. I think Caleb Williams has really grown and developed into his role. Another, you know, from Sidwell. Kayvon Mulready from Worcester Academy, really coming along. And, you know, you use those names because those are the guys that were here last year. Your retention has to be important to the development of your program. You know, and again, let's see what, you know, Vince could do. I like KJ Lewis's overall in-game defensive ability. who's learning how to be a go-to guy offensively. We have to get Langston Love, who can really, really shoot, Isaiah Abraham, who can shoot. So you're not going to go through the whole roster yet. I think somebody will surprise us. Who that is, I hope it's everyone.
Yeah. Another buzzword I've heard from some of your interviews, positionless basketball. How does that portray to this team that you have this year?
When you look at where basketball is going, it's a big, I think FIBA basketball and European basketball has been very influential in the NBA game, in the college game, spacing, shooting. You know, we've evolved to that, and I like what we're doing. Our fives could all step out and make plays. 1 through 4, you know, can bring the ball up the floor. I think you can go with some matchups when you're positionless rather than pigeonhole someone as a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 man. I think that helps in recruitment. I think it helps space the floor and spread the floor a little bit. So I think you're going to, I mean, more and more schools, more and more organizations have gone to this positionless basketball.
I look at your schedule, Coach. Your non-conference slate, quite different compared to years past. You got the North Carolinas, you got the Clemsons, you got the Marylands. Was that purposeful, like knowing, number one, it could help obviously resume, tournament resume, the net, but also prepare you for life in the Big East come January, February?
As the coach here, I've been very intentional with scheduling. First year was what it was, didn't know what we were walking into. Second year, how do you get your kids to believe that they can win? So have a schedule that, you know, allowed them to have some success, that ultimately turned into 3-0 starting in the Big East, that gave them that success, and then obviously all the injuries. This year we prepared to be a tournament team.
Yep.
And in doing so, Lee Reed, who is on the selection committee, is, you know, basically gave us the answers to the test. Who did you play and where did you play and what were the results? So we wanted to do that, and we wanted a very competitive non-conference schedule.
So the game that everybody's talking about in this region, that everybody's looking forward to, finally, Maryland, Georgetown again. How important is this game to the region, and how much are you looking forward to kind of reviving that rivalry?
Just to bring the energy and attention back to this DMV area. Coach, you know, when Kevin Willard was the coach there, we spoke about it. How important it could be for our community, how important it could be for our programs. You know, it could help with your local recruiting, but just the energy and attitude it'll bring when we go there. I believe we play them on the 7th, I believe.
November 7th.
I think it's a Friday night, so it'll be rocking and rolling in their arena. They got to come back here next year to be rocking and rolling in here next. I just think it's great for college basketball to have that level of game this early in the season in a home-and-home series. It's something looking forward to. Buzz, his first year there, he's a proven winner, great motivator. His teams will be tough, athletic, physical. So, you know, that will be a really, really good early start for us to help us prepare for the Big East, to help us prepare for the 2-game tournament that we'll have down in Florida, help us prepare when we play Clemson and when we go to Carolina.
You know, I've talked to a couple of your players, you know, Caleb, Malik, and they both said it would be a disappointment if this team does not make the big dance, to make the tournament. Does that come from you? Does that come internally from the leaders and the veteran players on this team? Because to a man, everybody believes this team can get back to the NCAA tournament.
Well, I'm glad they're speaking that way, because you have to speak it into existence. We haven't been to the tournament since 2015, I believe, and, you know, now's that time. You know, got to stay healthy, got to get lucky. We got to have one bounce off the rim, one go in the rim for us, because these games are coming down to the last 2 or 3 minutes of every Big East game. So who's disciplined, who's focused, who's playing the right way, right? And when you do those things and that becomes habit and culture, you'll find yourself in the winning ledger most of the time.
Let me ask you this. This is year 3 for you. You know what you took over in year 1. Are you happy where this program is at right now going into year 3, from your eyes?
I feel we've come a long way. You know, I think we've reestablished some relationships. I think we've opened up the program with former players, alum, faculty members, staff members. Like, we had to win off the court as much as we had to win on the court to say, who are you? Who are we, right? And again, respecting legacy and tradition with big coach Pat, JT3, Craig Esherick. I'm fortunate to walk in those shoes. We're just doing it a little bit different, and hopefully that difference turns into unbelievable results.
I want to end with this, because you always give great perspective of, you've heard of the State of the Union. I want the state of the college basketball from your eyes. NIL, transfer portal. Is college basketball in a good spot right now, or it still needs some tinkering?
College basketball needs more than tinkering. It does. first of all, paying the players is long overdue, some 4 or 5 decades, okay? And it went from 0 to 10,000 overnight. In doing so, I think there is some rails, and I think Charlie Baker and his crew is doing the best that they can until there's an incredible intervention of some sort to try to curb some things. We're still in the infancy stage of what this is actually going to look like in the future. I really do. And again, we're not complaining about it. We're just saying it's very challenging, very, very challenging, because no one's on the same playing field. You know what I mean? Like, those who have are probably going to win. Those who have those level of resources probably going to translate into winning.
So how do you position Georgetown to be in position to succeed in the NIL era?
I think we're very competitive in that NIL era. I think Lee Reed, I think Joe Ferrara, I think Bob Groves, the acting president. We have a new president coming on board. I think our board understands how competitive we have to be. That's not our challenge. Our challenge is getting young men, in particular from the DMV, listen to me, that fit at Georgetown, that can play at Georgetown. I need you here to fill this building and also keep this legacy going.
Ed Cooley, always appreciate catching you up, and stay healthy and good luck this year. Looking forward to the Hoya basketball.
Thank you.
Much more to come right here on Toyota Sports Talk. Stay with us.